This week on Chateau Capers, disasters loom on the swimming pool horizon. We have leaky plumbing problems in the hall, and I flee the country because of throwing an axe. We've had a delivery. One of 3 showers that I've got to install before the wedding. And that's the first one. I'm not entirely sure which room it's going in. We'd also received the new oak flooring, beautiful, heavy, and currently as useful as a stack of wooden planks. Before it can be laid down, it needs to acclimatise to its new home. I started humping them all upstairs and ripping open the packaging before Jane joined me and took over the unwrapping duties. Once done, I was back onto spraying woodworm insecticide. Most of the old joists have had the bad wood stripped away and what remains treated liberally and severally. I'd also given the new joists a coat of the spray and the underside of the plywood subfloor I was installing. Once the ply was finally down for good, it was time to get screwing. And screw I did. Every inch of that sheet got the business. It's not as fun on your own, but at least no one is telling you you're trying to screw in the wrong place. A very quick update. This is the 4th board down, and I haven't actually chopped this one. I've just put it in whole because I managed to get it in sideways, as it were. And so this one's in. I had to put a joist in here. Upon fitting it, I discovered that the old existing joists either side were in a really bad state, so I've been hacking them back for about an hour or more. This one's still floating. I've still got some buggering about to do over there. Beautiful, beautiful oak floorboards. So I'm just dropping my mask. I've been wearing my mask, by the way. So we've got lovely oak flooring, better flooring than was here originally. So this room will look beautiful when it's finished. We're very much running out of time. This has to be a shower room with walls and everything before the wedding on the 13th of September. So we have got a lot of work to do. I don't think I'll get the walls done. So it's going to be a beautiful floor with a bathroom and very ugly walls. But we'll get to the walls eventually. It just won't be in August. So that's about it really. I've been doing so much. I'm utterly soaked through in sweat, so I'm going to have a shower. And then we're off to Marciac again because this is the day after my birthday. I didn't get to do much for my birthday, so we're going to Marciac for a bit of jazz, bit of food, bit of drink, and all of that. I'm looking forward to it. With my birthday trip to Marciac behind me, I got back to work on the plywood subfloor. Each piece needed a thorough check for squeaks. Cue the official floor testing dance. No squeaks here. Spray sprayed, insulation unrolled, and board screwed. Section complete. I just want to do a very quick plumbing update. So this is the corner which will be the shower room in the Creaky bedroom. On the other side of the wall there is the confessional where I've been ripping up joists and floorboards, and there'll be a shower in there as well, and a basin obviously. So I've just thrown it in. There's a bit of waste pipe and it's a T fitting there, so that actually fits under that gap between the beam, the main support beam, and then the beam for the wall above. So that fits through that gap quite well. So from there I should be able to bring this pipe up and out and go to the shower and the basin for this room and go that way. And as you can see over here, there's this 50mm pipe just to the side of the waste pipe. And I thought, excellent, that's exactly where I want to take these pipes, into that, and then go down and join into the rest of the waste. So I investigated that a bit further and I found this. This is the entrance to the gîte, so this will ultimately be the gîte, dining room, lounge kind of thing, and the door to it is here. So that's where we are, and I dug around last year and found the waste pipe. This was when I was taking waste pipe all the way up to the second floor. So I found the original stuff, and that 50mm comes down alongside, and I was hoping it would join into the 4-inch on the way down, and then get all the way down to here. We find that it's not attached to anything. So if I attach showers to that, then this room is going to get very wet. The other thing I found, this waste pipe leaks, and it leaks, it's dripped there, but I don't know whether the leak is there. So I have a big problem. It's not enough to have lots and lots of problems. I have to add to them every day. So I've got some thinking to do. I've got thoughts on which way I'll do it. But until then, I'm glad to have found it, because this is probably a solid reason why this part of the wall is so dreadful.
It was the calm before the storm. A beautiful evening. Tomorrow would bring the cement lorry and the next phase of the swimming pool. I was nervous.
Good morning. It's a beautiful morning here. The cement lorry is arriving in, I don't know, could be as little as an hour. I've got to get the gates open, and I've got some small piles of gravel to shovel to get out the way and just clean the area up and get prepped and ready, and mentally ready as well, because we don't have Darren this time with this, and the big cement mix is coming. It should be easier. I don't have to perfectly shine off anything really well. The steps need to be nice, but that's manageable. That's nice and easy because I can just be right there doing it. Anyway, it'll be an exciting day.
Penny was just enjoying her morning apple scrumping when it arrived.
The cement lorry is arriving as we speak. It's just reversing in. I'm actually quite nervous.
The conveyor belt was unwound. I was given brief instructions on how to direct the flow, and then we were off.
I'd been pretty worried about the pour into the walls and had kept back some big cardboard sheets to try to protect our lovely smooth cement base. The cement driver was in a hurry and made no allowance for whether or not either of us was ready. I dashed back and forth trying to get the cardboard in position before the concrete spattered all over the floor.
Things were going really smoothly until they weren't. Just off camera, the bottom corner of the pool had burst. Concrete was free-flowing out of the walls into the space between the walls and the surrounding ground. I jumped into the hole and my work boots were very nearly swamped by the wet concrete. I managed to remove and refit the corner piece. I reinforced it with as many screws as I could get in, but the damage was done. We'd lost quite a bit of concrete.
Our pool build instructions were clear: fill the pool walls in 3 stages, presumably to give everything time to settle evenly. I told the driver when he arrived that he needed to go round with the pour 3 times, but he was in a rush. He wanted to do it in just 2, and worse, he kept filling the same section without moving around the rest of the pool. This kind of fast, uneven loading is almost certainly what caused the wall to burst.
True to form, he insisted on going back the way we'd just come. At this stage, this whole section of wall was becoming full without a single pass over the other pool walls. It felt like we were seconds from more disaster. Perhaps because we were. He filled the second corner to the brim before moving the conveyor on, and then it happened again. Only this time, it was worse. There was at least double the amount of concrete flowing out into the groundwater drainage zone.
Told the driver to leave the next 2 corners to give Rory a chance to secure them properly, and knowing that we had the wherewithal to mix concrete ourselves after he had gone.
I admit I was feeling a little bewildered and frustrated. The language barrier was making me passive when I needed to be assertive. Without initially allowing time for me to rectify the problem, he wanted to move on again and keep the concrete flowing.
It was arduous work and unnecessarily stressful, and Rory and I exchanged a few words to the effect that we'd be glad when the cement driver had left and we could finish the job ourselves and clear up the mess.
I did find time to reinforce the other corners before the flow started again, and then we were right back to filling the first corner. This time, it held. My panic levels rose enough for me to reassert some authority. As Jane worked to smooth the surface, I rushed over to mend the burst wall. The driver kept pouring on his own, filling the walls without giving them a first or second pass, and then we ran out of concrete.
I've got drying cement in my hair. I'm covered in cement. I'm slightly worried about chemical burns, but I'm okay at the moment. It's been a disaster, an absolute disaster. 2 corners, once they were pretty much full, burst. It burst open and everything that was in there came to the outside. So I've managed to get that one almost back in fully. The one over there is about 8 inches higher than it should be, which means I can't really put anything else in there until what's in there now has gone off, solidified, so it's not going to start trying to push itself out. So it hasn't gone smoothly at all. In all honesty, the cement mixer delivery driver seemed like he was in a bit of a rush. There was very little sympathy for when it burst the side. He just wanted to keep going, which was a bit frustrating. But we've got a step done, and we've got most of the walls done, apart from the far wall. That's where we ran out of concrete, partly because of the 2 bursts, and partly because possibly we didn't put enough in to do the base, because it wasn't exactly clear. We were getting a little bit confused with our measurements and how much we needed to put in. So we haven't put enough, and we've got enough to top it up. But for now, I'm going to smooth out the walls, the tops of the walls. Jane's going to help smoothing out, and we've got to clean the lip all the way around that the liner will feed into, so that's got to be clear. And we'll see how we get on. What a day so far. This one was the worst burst, but I climbed down there in my wellies and screwed it all back together as best I can, and then with a bucket Jane and I were sort of bailing it out to reuse some of the lost concrete. But I don't know if the camera can see into there. That's empty almost to the bottom, and this is where the wall gets very patchy from there onwards. Anyway, got to get on.
Sexy shower time. Is that concrete in your pocket, or are you just happy to see me? Rub those knees. They've earned it. Oh yeah. So dirty. Soak that shirt. If you want to get changed, I won't look away. Come on, let's get you out of those wet things.
Pardon?
Right, that's enough of that. Get back to work, please.
Jane just cleaning the front of the step.
Rory's just polished the cement on there.
Yeah, the sun's now getting really hot over here. It's hazy cloud, but it's quite bright at the minute, so might have to keep misting it because we don't want the steps to do any cracking. You can see probably where Jane's cleaning that the plastic wall has bulged. It's bulged out. But can't be helped now. It is what it is. We've got a slightly bulgy step. It's lucky we put as much cardboard down as we did, because there's an awful lot of mess. And he was very slapdash with his pouring. He wouldn't move it along until it overflowed, so we got lots of mini puddles, mini piles of concrete on the wrong side. Both sides, the backfill side also got a lot of excess concrete that didn't need to be overflowed. I don't know. It didn't feel like his heart was in it today. How's it going? Are we making a silk purse or a sow's ear?
We are making a sow's purse.
A sow's purse.
Well, we're nearly done. It's been a very arduous day. It's been quite anxious making at times. We've worked non-stop, exhausted, we're boiling hot, but we're on to our last step. We've done most of the clean-up and we've got the walls in, so we should be really proud of ourselves. but we're filthy and we're exhausted. We haven't had breakfast and yeah, we just want it to be over now.
Must be nearly 4 o'clock, I think.
I don't know.
Right, push on to the end.
Yeah, push on to the end.
Viewed from above, the first step, which we've polished, so we're trying not to damage. And then the third step, we started at the bottom, worked our way up, which is probably the wrong way to do it, but we wanted some stability because the third step is bowing a bit, so that's why we've done it that way. We're finished. We look dreadful, but we're finished and I am exhausted. You the same?
I'm super thirsty, I'm hungry, and I can't wait to take my wellies off, which are full of water because we've been hosing each other down to stay cool.
So they're probably full of very wet cement.
Yeah, probably very dilute cement. Yeah.
Oh, but it's in, the steps are done. I'll come back in a little while just to carry on polishing them a bit. But I've done what I can for now. And I'm just exhausted. I'm so dehydrated. I think I need salty, sweet liquid, not just water. I need something in it. Oh, but I'm really pleased. I'm glad this day's over with because I think this was the hardest of them all.
It was.
It's been really tough. We just got to hope that we haven't got what's the word?
Sunstroke.
Sunstroke. I may have. I can't think of the right words at the minute.
Let's go in.
Yeah.
Go let the dogs out.
Try and look a bit nicer.
As Jane squelched off, I briefly reflected on the day. We'd been working in the heat for about 7 hours without stopping. We hadn't eaten at all, but we were finished. The walls were completely backfilled. The steps were filled and smoothed. It felt like a massive achievement against ever-increasing odds. We can now say we almost have a swimming pool. And now to deal with the spaniels.
I feel almost human again. I've had a bath because my back is killing me. And, well, I've just come down to polish up the steps, which I've been doing. You just need a bit of a wipe along the front, but pretty much they're done now. I just need to stop tinkering. So that's it. The pool, walls, and the steps are done. It's hard to believe that we've got this far. So now we just leave it for about a week for it to set before we move on to the next thing. Well, I can move on sooner than that, but before filling, I've got to wait at least a week. I mean, ideally 28 days, but I don't think we've got that much time. So, yeah, the next thing will be to backfill. So we need to buy some gravel. Once we've backfilled, and that's all level and round, we can then put the coping stones all the way around. Once the coping stones are all the way around and they've gone off, then we put the liner in. So maybe by the end of next week, if I work very, very hard, we might be starting to put the liner in, which would be amazing because we want the water in as soon as possible.
Whilst Jane held the fort, I was jetting off to the UK for my long-awaited stag weekend.
I'm at the airport. I'm heading to Bristol because I'm having a party in Cambridge. Makes sense? Just to me. Anyway, here I am. My plane's already been delayed by half an hour at least. I'll get there eventually.
Cambridge. One of the beating hearts of England's cultural and intellectual heritage. A stag weekend unlike so many. Not a tattoo between us. Ancient colleges presiding over the history and knowledge of the ages.
Are we videoing?
Yes.
Oh, we're going right to the Bridge of Versailles.
Bridge of Sighs.
Lord Byron once kept a bear as a pet while studying at Trinity College because the university didn't allow dogs. Knobhead.
Yep.
We would in no way be partying to excess in such a beautiful city. A boat tour along the Backs in Cambridge offers stunning views like King's College Chapel. And nothing is more quintessentially English than a punt selling Pimm's. And then when your tour guide drops his own punt, you know chaos is coming. To round off a weekend of culture, we took in some Shakespeare to ready us for the axes. As luck would have it, mine was the only axe thrown caught on camera.
The camera facing me and my face looks very funny.